France. More than a country, it's a logo. France isn't just renowned for its wine or the Eiffel Tower, but for luxury brands that the world adores. As the allure of French luxury is celebrated with titans such as LVMH, Hermès, and Dior at the forefront, an intricate narrative emerges. How did France shift its influence from martial dominance to the world of luxury goods, leveraging its soft power? Can the allure of luxury and influence overshadow the rising buzz of new colonial concerns? Delve in as we journey through the elegant world of French luxury and the winding alleys of its global ambitions. And we'll also take a look at financial predictions for companies within the most prominent French luxury brands, as provided by experts. More than half of the world's top luxury brands have their roots firmly planted in French soil. A staggering 330 million consumers of luxury products generate an annual turnover of 217 billion euros. Remarkably, lion's share of this revenue ends up in the coffers of French companies. This dominance reflects in the list of top French companies by market capitalization, with even giants like Total Energies, a French integrated energy and petroleum company, ranking only 4th. What's there to speak about? Billionaire leaderboards had a twist recently. Elon Musk was temporarily knocked off the top spot. By who? Bernard Arnault, the founder, chairman, and CEO of LVMH, Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, the world's largest luxury goods company. Musk might have clawed his way back up to the top, but LVMH's rise isn't something to forget about. They've been smart, scooping up brands since the 90s, and now they're the first European company to hit a whopping $500 billion valuation. Actually, they were briefly the only European name in the top 10 list of global big shots. It just goes to show, no matter what's happening in the world, luxury has a way of holding its own. However, like the complex notes in a vintage wine, the backstory isn't solely about luxury. It's about how France has managed to push its influence globally. This influence combines a martial prowess, which may have waned over time, with soft power demonstrated by cultural perception of luxury worldwide. You see, luxury and influence, they go hand in hand. And French luxury, well, it wouldn't quite be the same without its distinct touch of supremacy. Yes, France's overt military presence has diminished, but consider the vast swathes of land that remain French territories, and the amount of military bases worldwide. Africa, in particular, stands as a monumental testament to France's long, occasionally stormy, relationship with influence. While colonial echoes are evident, modern dynamics reveal a bond driven by financial and political strategies. The CFA Franc, established post-World War II, offers many African nations monetary stability with its fixed exchange rate to the euro. Convenient, right? But here's the catch. They need to keep a lot of their money reserves in France. Basically, these African nations are essentially paying France to hold their money, and what France does with these vast sums remains enigmatically undisclosed, even to the CFA member states themselves. This setup has proved exceedingly advantageous for French multinationals, granting them unhindered access to African resources without dipping into French foreign exchange reserves. Ivory Coast's staggering loss of $40 billion to capital flight between 1970 and 2010 paints a dark picture. Such narratives echo across other CFA member nations, with immense wealth continually being funneled away. From the beginning of time, in periods of financial instability, everyone has sought the most secure way to store their money. Switzerland has proven that no matter what, Swiss banks will always keep your money safe. Switzerland is so confident in its banks that it even guarantees to return up to 100,000 Swiss francs to every client in the event of a bank collapse. People used to think that only the super rich could afford to have a Swiss bank account, and that the only way to open one was to fly to Switzerland on a private jet and meet in person with a bank manager. Well, that's not true, not anymore. Swiss bank Dukascopy offers its services to everyone. Not only can you easily open an account fully online, but it's also absolutely free. There's no monthly fee, no minimum deposit requirements. You can enjoy an IBAN in 23 currencies, plastic and virtual cards, one-click investments, saving accounts, blockchain operations, P2P exchanges, and many other features with your Dukascopy bank account. No matter where you are, if you have your ID card or passport with you, the entire process will take about 5 minutes. Simply scan this QR code or use the link in the description, fill out the form, and then make a video call with the bank operator, or scan your document with the back of your phone if it's compatible. That's it! Your Swiss bank account will be active the same day. Moving on. Anti-French sentiments, once whispered, now sound aloud. The recent coup in Niger wasn't merely a political upheaval, it was a manifestation of deeper, long-suppressed frustrations. Anti-French slogans punctuate protests in Mali, Burkina Faso, and elsewhere. At the heart of this continental discontent lie historical wounds and perceptions of neocolonialism. Yet, change looms. Some propose a regional currency bloc, free from French influence, potentially using the West African ECOWAS economic union as a foundation. This pivot would potentially align member states closer to Nigeria, a regional economic titan. Such sentiments were highlighted in a 2023 open letter to President Macron. Signed by 94 French senators, this letter expressed concerns about France's waning influence in Africa, suggesting a timely re-evaluation of the France-Afrique relationship. But that's not all. Let's talk about the EU-MERCOSUR Agreement, a potent initiative to bolster economic ties between Europe and Latin American titans. In the MERCOSUR context, the increased importation of meat and agricultural goods could potentially dent the sales figures of influential French cattle breeders. These powerful stakeholders can exert significant pressure on the French government. A popular assessment might suggest France's reluctance stems from Amazonian conservation concerns. Yet, a closer examination reveals strategic hesitancy, echoing France's historical resistance to foreign influence over its industries. Should France prioritize its domestic industries, or should there be a greater emphasis on collective European interests? A few years ago, Europe ratified a trade agreement with Morocco. This deal posed significant challenges to Spain's agricultural and fishing sectors. Yet, it was approved without much ado. Does it seem fair for Spain to compromise its industries for the collective benefit, while France hesitates when faced with a similar decision? Then there was a point in time when France declined PepsiCo's attempt to acquire Danone. The same Danone, which assets in Russia recently nationalized, by the way. The decision to decline PepsiCo's attempt to acquire Danone, rooted in preserving domestic sanctity, has birthed ridicule nicknames like Danone diplomacy and yogurt diplomacy. So as you see, French protectionism is being brought to light. While France once led the way, new players are emerging. The likes of military Russia, economic China, and diplomatic America are now stepping into the light. This shift in global influence deeply concerns Paris, especially as traditionally close allies like Côte d'Ivoire and Senegal diversify their partnerships. Luxury isn't merely about product quality. It encompasses perceptions, emotions, and power dynamics. While French luxury brands radiate passion and elegance, its geopolitical strategies reflect a calculated game of chess. With mounting sentiments against perceived neocolonialism and the instability of global alliances, France stands at a fascinating crossroads. As global juggernauts like Russia, China, and the US ramp up their African engagements, France may need to reassess its strategies and possibly risk its throne on the global luxury brands list. After all, what's luxury without power? And now, here's the anticipated combined list of financial predictions for companies within the most prominent French luxury brands, as provided by experts. Take a good look and always remember that every investment carries substantial risk. We're not providing financial advice here, it's crucial to make your own informed decisions. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.